I have a few Algebra 2 students that are factoring trinomials like this. So I think you should always factor out the greatest common factor in any problem when you're factoring, to factor out the greatest common factor first, or at least try to. And notice that this first term is negative here, so it's not just that I'm noticing, when I look at these three terms, I notice that I could factor a 3 out of all of them, but I'm going to go ahead and factor out the negative also. So notice I'm going to factor out a GCF of negative 3. So this becomes x squared minus 5x and plus 6. So I do that first. So factor out the GCF, if you will. Always try to do that first. And then notice that the trinomial could be factored again, and it is a trinomial, so I'm going to set up two sets of parentheses like this. The first blanks are easy. X times x is what multiplies to be x squared. The next blanks are a little bit more difficult, but I'm looking for what multiplies to be 6, what two numbers multiply to be 6, and at the same time add to be negative 5. So I'm looking for what multiplies to be 6 and adds to be negative 5. So ponder that for a minute. Hopefully at some point you realize that it's going to need to, if it's going to multiply to be 6, so it could be positive 1 and positive 6, but that wouldn't add to give me negative 5. Or if it was negative 2 and negative 3, then that would actually work. So you have to think about, what will fulfill both conditions. So it looks like negative 2 and negative 3 does multiply to be 6, and at the same time it adds to be negative 5. So that's what I'm going to put down. So negative 2 and negative 3. So there it is in factored form. I factored out the greatest common factor, and then I use the guess and check method to factor the rest.